Hello guys. My name's Roy Jones. I'm wanting to tell you about this new project which I've just completed, which is kind of remastering all of the Red Beat songs from the rock era. That's like 1979 to 1981, when the band were based in Ladbroke Grove in London, and it was me on vocals, my brother Paul on drums, and then we had Kevin Mann on guitar, and Chris Thompson on bass. That was the kind of classic rock lineup. Before that, of course, we had my other brother Martin on guitar and Majid Ahmed, who later became our sound engineer for live work. It was played bass on Machines in Motion, More or Less Cut, and Red Beat, and Martin played guitar on those tracks, the first four tracks that I ever released. And then we tried to get someone to put that out, and eventually all the majors passed on it. So we we went to Malicious Damage because I knew Paul Ferguson, the drummer, really well from school, and we used to play together. And he introduced me to their management and to Killing Joke, and they listened to the tunes and they liked them, so they put them out on the Malicious Damage label, which is a good break for us. In the meantime, I was working in London. I got an office job, which was driving me mad. I moved to Shepherd's Bush, and eventually me and Margie started squatting, and then Paul joined us, and we had this place in Shepherd's Bush, this really rough squat, and it was wild. It was wild. I seem to remember painting my room red, my bedroom completely red, ceilings, floors, everything. But we eventually got evicted from there, and we had another squat in Royal Crescent, opposite the Hilton. It was a really posh place, but we got evicted from there as well on the day that John Lennon got shot. I remember, December the 8th. And then we moved down into Ladbroke Grove, and we got three houses in a row, and they were like our headquarters. We had a rehearsal space in the basement. We soundproofed it, and things were starting to look up. And we started doing gigs. We got. I remember when Machines in Motion came out, I took a copy down to the BBC, and I said to the guy, "Can you make sure that John Peel gets to hear this?" And the guy on the desk promised me that he would. And I've heard promises like that before, but on this occasion it seems like they came true, because we were supporting Killing Joke at a gig, a venue, I think it was Billy's in Liverpool, and when we got there, John Peel had phoned up and asked us to do a John Peel session, which was fantastic news for us. So that was like right towards the end of 1980. We did this John Peel session with 4 tracks. C, The Wheel, Child, and Tribe were the 4 songs we did. They were the first 4 songs that we'd written with the new lineup. We wrote those in the space of a week. We just kind of lived in the rehearsal room, and we wrote those 4 songs, and we were playing them in places like the ICA, in the Mall, and to I think support Killing Joke again in Leeds Uni, and various other sort of small clubs, the Clarendon, places like that, Moonlight, and things were kind of looking up. We also then wrote quite a few new songs And recently I found like live tapes of these songs which we never managed to record, and properly, but they were like feeds off the desk, and I thought, blimey, this is good stuff. It needs a bit of work on it, but so what I did is I kind of with the new technology, I kind of chopped it up and recreated the structures, and then sang them again, because the vocals were pretty rough on them. And there was like 5 or 6 new songs which had never been put out. So that's what this new album is, basically. It was inspired by these 5 new songs. And while I was at it, I remastered all the old stuff, and I included some versions of that of like C that was off the vinyl that we released on our own label, C and Survival, and so I remastered those, and they were mastered off vinyl because I didn't have the original master tapes. But I got some decrackling software, and I spent a long time attenuating any sort of noise, and then I put it into this fabulous mastering program that I've got, and I really boosted it. So like C now, the version of C is kind of totally apocalyptic, and I'm sure hard ass metal punk freaks are going to love C now, because it's meaner than it's ever been. But there's other stuff like The Wheel. I re-sang that because I felt that things had changed a lot since I wrote those lyrics. And you've got to remember that in the Thatcher era in 1980, 1981, in London, with cruise missiles coming in, the way we were all thinking was, oh my God, this is it. They're going to start a little nuclear war in Europe, and that's it. That's our number is up. So it was an excuse for extreme hedonism, but it was also an extremely depressing kind of time. And The Wheel definitely has that sort of, oh my God, things are going to get worse vibe, which seemed to be a lot of my friends. That's the way we were thinking around that era. But now, looking back, it was a great song, but I've changed the lyrics to try and make them more upbeat, and I've actually changed the lyrics on Child as well when I came to re-sing that. I didn't mention that the 2 gigs that these live tunes came from were one in a kind of cellar bar in Brighton. I can't remember the name of the place now, but it was quite a lively gig. I seem to remember actually in 1981 being spat at, which is punk started the summer of '76. So it was unusual to get spat at. So I think that's about the only time I ever got spat at as a frontman. So I must have been good that night. And also, I think the other one was a larger gig up in Middlesbrough, where, according to Paul, my brother, our drummer, we were supporting the Angelic Upstarts. Anyway, if you're still with me, what I want to really say is this new album is quite different from the Missing album. If you're a Red Beat fan, there's a lot of goodies there, a lot of really interesting music that was very, very inventive, and it was all created with the 4 of us actually working together, jamming until we came up with an idea. And so the grooves are really, you can't write stuff like that on your own. And I still think that some of the grooves we came up with, you know, even back then, would stand against anything that any rock bands are writing now. So I really think that it's really worth investigating. You know, you don't have to download all the stuff, but as I say, I've remastered it all. There's 16 brand new spanking tracks, and it's coming out on Monday, the 10th of November. If you buy the stuff from CD Baby, you can get all 16 tracks for just $9, right? Which is, I don't know, you know, what's that, about £7 or something? Which is really good, you know. I mean, on iTunes, I guess it'll probably be 79 a track, which is what it normally is. There's nothing I can do about that. So that's what I would advise you, either, you know, to go to CD Baby if you want to buy the whole album. But you know, obviously, I would appreciate you buying it, because I'm still making music, and you know, it's anything I can make, you know, is a contribution to keeping me going and keeping up to date. And you never know, if I sell enough, I might get off my arse and get out and play some more gigs. Anyway, thanks. All the best now.